Well, I was brought to every single story in this book, When God Winks. Every single story I came to by coincidence. I used to be in this business. I ran Good Morning America. I was at ABC for 20 years. I collected all of these coincidence stories through the years, and I kept saying, what do they all mean? And I ended up with this simple thesis, that they are signposts of reassurance, like Grandma giving you a wink.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to meet the author of a groundbreaking book, When God Winks, How the Power of Coincidence Guides Your Life. He's a man with a long history in television production, from ABC's Schoolhouse Rock to heading Good Morning America. Please welcome SQuire Rushnell.
Have you ever had a coincidence happen to you that was so incredible that it defied mathematical odds? Rudolph Giuliani was asking the question that we all ask sometimes. Why? Why did this happen to me? He had just been told he had prostate cancer. Why? Why me? And that he had to quit the U.S. Senate race. Why? And then 14 months later, we found out why, didn't we? Why Rudolph Giuliani was still the mayor of New York. Because on the morning of September 11th, his was the first voice that we heard. His was that calming father figure voice that calmed the whole nation. Sometimes the jigsaw puzzle of life is dumped out on the dining room table, and we sort through the pieces, and we never figure out why these things go together. But you know something? When the jigsaw puzzle is all put together, and when seen from above, it all makes sense. If you believe in the picture on the box, if you have faith, and you keep at it, and you eventually get that puzzle together on the dining room table, you're going to notice something. That when seen from above, it all makes perfect sense. Well, so that's chance. You know something? The fact of the matter is that coincidences happen to all of us. And we can say that it's just chance. But when you add them all up, you realize that every time a coincidence happens to you, it's like a little signpost along your universal path in life. And you know what it's saying? It's saying, hey, kid, you're on the right track. You're getting to where you want to go. There's a story about Oprah Winfrey and an incredible coincidence that happened that allowed her to get her wish. That is really a coincidence about you. It's a story about you and how wishes work in your life. There's a little story about me and my career that may well be a story that is parallel to one in your life, in your career. We just have to dig it out. Can you imagine a kid with a dream? Hitchhiking on a country road, getting picked up by his hero. Transported to my first job. Oh yes, I got the job. And then like Cinderella, a couple of hours later it seemed like, she looked at her watch and said, oh my God, I got to go. I got to study for an exam tomorrow. Oh, and I got to go to Victoria, Texas for a wedding this week. You know, that's 7 hours to Victoria, Texas. My cousin's getting married. And the man, Jack, said, no kidding. I'm going to Victoria, Texas to a wedding. Now, my cousin's marrying a doctor. She said, my cousin is a doctor. And here's the great thing. If there's been a map of coincidences all the way into the past, that means there's going to be a map of coincidences all along your highway to your destiny, to your providence.
SQuire Rushnell.
Isn't that the greatest name?
SQuire Rushnell. I think it's the third. SQuire Rushnell. As if SQuire Rushnell isn't enough. SQuire Rushnell the third.
I enjoyed it very much. He kept my attention. I just enjoy his enthusiasm, his passion.
Oh, I think he's dynamic. He's really dynamic. Very powerful. He didn't skip a beat. He really went through everything very clearly and very inspiring. I felt very overwhelmed.
I think SQuire was incredibly inspirational. I enjoyed it a lot.
He was fantastic, very enthusiastic. He kept my attention the whole entire time. I was on the edge of my seat.
SQuire Rushnell, ladies and gentlemen.